It's a clear foul. And VAR is for a reason. I know we want too much and the people, they don't want us to win, but the referee has to be neutral. And
has Rodri taken the words bitter blue to a whole new level with this one? If you haven't seen it already, this was brought to my attention after the game, obviously this weekend. Obviously we've had the euphoria of the whole weekend, but then I have seen this clip of Rodri having a right go after their game against Spurs and that VAR decision on that first goal for Dominic Solanke. If you haven't seen what Rodri has said yet, this is what he said straight after the game. And you tell me, is this just bitterness, or has he got a point here in terms of the referee and being poor in this league this season?
I don't know how to feel, honestly. Now I see the images in the pitch, of course, you cannot see. There's a clear foul in the first action of the goal. It's a clear foul. And VAR is for a reason. And these small details make the difference. We're trying to do our best. It's the first goal they score. Maybe they don't score a goal. We win the game. But it's one game and another game and another game. And it's not possible. And honestly, I never speak about referees. I respect their job massively. But they have to pay attention to these things. He kicked the leg and it's a clear foul. But it's not today. It's just 2-3 games in a row, and I don't know why, honestly. I know we want too much and the people, they don't want us to win, but the referee has to be neutral. And for me, honestly, it's not fair. It's not fair because we work so hard in these situations now to make these decisions that you have to move on, of course, but you need to come back. But at the end, when everything is finished, you are frustrated because it's so clear, the foul. He kicked the leg, and then, as of course, with the push of the action and the ball gets in. But we have to pay attention to these little things. Otherwise, it's going to be difficult for everyone because this league is like this. It's about small details and everything counts. So I think today is a very tough day for us.
Look, I get it. I have been sat there in stadiums this season and I have been going in big time on referees. VAR does not belong in this game. I agree with Rodri. VAR is there for a reason. It is there to make the decisions right. It is there for clear and obvious. But this one is taking it to a whole new level because Rodri, in actually arguing the point here and going in, and this costing Manchester City big, which it did in the end. They were 2-0 up and they've dropped 2 points in the title race. It now looks like it's nailed on for Arsenal. Maybe the fact that Man City have won one game in the last 6 is why Rodri's lashing out here. Because in that interview, and you would have heard it as well, Rodri goes on, it's 2 or 3 times. It's 1, 2, 3 games in a row right now. Not mentioning what them 1, 2, 3 games in a row and what the decisions were in them games. Maybe it's 1, 2, 3 games in a row that you lost. I mean, I cannot for the life of me remember a decision in the Manchester City game, which was obviously 3 games ago. So if you're talking about 1, 2, 3 games in a row, Rodri, then what happened in the Manchester City-Manchester United game at Old Trafford that you're referring to? There wasn't much in that game. Oh, I know, maybe it was because you was absolutely schooled by Kobe Mainoo in the midfield and you're lashing out because the Ballon d'Or winner and this team, like he says, that wins a lot in that interview, doesn't, and nobody wants them to win anymore, aren't winning games. And maybe you're lashing out because City are just not as good as they used to be and you're not getting your own way. Lots and lots of journalists have had their opinion on this. I've listened to a few people talking about it. I've listened to Sky. I've read a few articles as well. Henry Winter, Oliver Holt. As you can see on the thumbnail of this video, Oliver Holt is calling for a ban, a huge ban for Rodri for these comments here. He's not mentioned the facts, Oliver Holt says this actually, he's not mentioned the fact that he should have been sent off himself in this game for a second yellow card. That didn't get pulled back, did it? It's an interesting point that was also made from other people watching this incident that, of course, the initial VAR check was for offside, not even a foul. The City players weren't even appealing for a foul. They've only seen this later on. So we bring it back. VAR brought in, like Rodri says, to do a job, to make these decisions. But the ruling for VAR was always clear and obvious. So if this is being checked for offside, there was clearly no one picking up from either side that that was a clear and obvious error in a foul, was it? You can only look at this and you can take this game to a point as far as you want, but it's going to destroy it if you want to bring this back now. And Rodri did this interview after watching a clip. So he's gone into the dressing room and he's watched the clip to see this. I'm telling you right now, there's no way within that game that he thought he needed to rush inside, go to the changing rooms, watch the clip, and then come out and do an interview because of a foul. No one was claiming a foul in the game, and no one in a blue shirt was berating the referee because of that kick, and that clear kick, like Rodri says, on Mark Guehi's leg. It was a coming together. Yes, when you look at it, if the referee had given a foul and he'd seen that, you could probably argue the point that it's not going to get overturned. But Rodri completely kills this off by saying that it's going to be hard for everyone, bringing in everyone having an issue with VAR. We already know, mate. I think it's been talked about enough. It just, to me, seems like City are losing a grip on their dominant spell. Pep Guardiola and the question marks about his future. Rodri not being able to keep up with the modern-day midfielders within the Premier League, as proven at Old Trafford and in previous games. City's form being really poor. 1 win in 6, and that was against relegated Wolves already. 2-0 at home, in which they laboured in the second half performance in that one. None of this being brought up at all. Maybe it is simply just because teams have overtaken Manchester City and they cannot handle not winning. Like Rodri says there, he made a big point. I know we've won a lot. I know teams don't want us to win. This is now saying that referees are not neutral. He said that the referees have to be neutral. Straight away, I mean, you tell me in the comment section, does that comment alone deserve a ban? Does that need bringing up with the FA and the PGMOL for Rodri's comments there? Yes, you've got a Ballon d'Or medal, you've got that trophy, but it doesn't allow you to come out on camera after a game and start criticising what everybody else already knows just because Manchester City have won a lot and you don't think the referees want you to win anymore. That's kind of what you're alluding to. It's pretty pathetic, to be honest, for a Ballon d'Or winner and a player of that standing and that quality to come out and blame referees and VAR for their poor form, because that's what he's doing. If Manchester City don't concede a second goal in that game, is Rodri coming out and doing that interview? I agree with Oliver Holt in a way. I agree with Henry Winter as well. They're all saying the same thing. VAR is at fault for a lot of the game being the way it is right now. VAR is far from perfect and has been a major problem this season, but it is far from the reason why Manchester City ended up dropping 2 points in that game, having led 2-0. Why don't you look at what's closer to home maybe and the form of Manchester City? Again, it's like Pep Guardiola sent a player out because he is bored of talking about this. Maybe it should be Ballon d'Or winning Rodri. I mean, Rodri's no... I mean, it's not like he's not spoken in front of cameras before on certain subjects. He's said this before. He's obviously pulled up on the player fixtures piling up before and made a big statement about that. And people do listen when big players speak. So maybe City have sent Rodri out, or maybe he's done it himself. I just cannot see a player coming off that pitch and rushing to the dressing room to then do an interview 5 minutes later. There is no way that he has gone back to that dressing room deliberately to go and look at that image and that clip, thinking that there was a foul there, and he needs to come out and make this big, big statement. I think, and this is my own opinion and my own alone, I've listened to everyone else's, I've listened to TV, I think Pep Guardiola's got a big part to play in this. I don't think he wants to talk about it anymore because he can't be asked, and we know how frosty Pep Guardiola gets. He sent out his biggest player to go and complain to the cameras because he would have seen it, sat down in the dugout, and he would have picked up on that it's a foul. When none of the players on the pitch picked up it was a foul, it was all for offside. So let's get it right. There's no way that Rodri's watched that clip. I think Pep sent him. It has to be, doesn't it? Because it was too quick after the game. He's still in his kit. He'd barely had a talking to, and they're out doing their interviews after the game only a few minutes after, and he's already watched the clip and gone through it frame by frame. It doesn't make any sense. That's my take on it anyway. Let me know what you think in the comment section, because I think Rodri should get a ban. I think he should be, and that's not just because I'm a red and he's a blue, and it would be funny to see Rodri absolutely spewing his guts up on camera about losing more points in the title race. I think City are done in the title race right now, and I think this is just a full-on lash out from the players that they're just not as good as what they used to be, and their grip on this Premier League has gone. It's as simple as that. That's what I think. But you get into the comments and let me know, does Rodri deserve a ban from this? Are the journalists right? And as much as we agree with him, he cannot come out and say these things The referees have to be neutral. Like, share, subscribe. I'll see you in the next video, everybody.